My name is Nick, and I'm serving a sentence of 23 years for attempted murder and criminal sale of a controlled substance. Before my arrest, I didn't stop to think that how I defined certain words would impact my choices and values. I had a distorted view on what courage, growth, and redemption was, which led me to making the worst decisions in my life. As I got older, these words began to evolve. Courage means being vulnerable. It means having humility, and it means taking responsibility when I'm in the wrong. Growth means doing everything in my power to be a better man tomorrow than I was today. And redemption is doing everything in my power to give back to my family, my peers, and the world. I live by these words, but they came with a heavy price tag. As a child, I idolized my older brother, Mike. Mike was smart, charismatic, and driven, and everybody loved him. He was more than just a brother to me. He was my only hero. But what most people didn't know was that Mike was a gangster. He was shot on 2 separate occasions, and one time, he even skipped the hospital. In short, Mike was a really tough dude. As a preteen, I started selling weed for him, then cocaine. I would make it my point to make him proud by embodying the criminal lifestyle. To me, that was what courage and growth was. Mike would end up going to prison for selling a gun. When he came home, he was addicted to alcohol and cocaine. I was crushed. How can this happen? Not Mike, not my hero. For months, he begged me to sell him cocaine, and I refused time after time. One night, he woke me up out of my sleep, and I was so angry, I just gave it to him. That night, I sold destruction to my brother. And that night, I no longer had a hero. Damn, Nick, look where growth got you now. The more he became lost in the drug, the more I became lost in the life. I became indifferent to the harm that I caused my brother, to the harm that I was causing my family, and to the harm that I was causing my community. A couple of months after my 21st birthday, this false sense of courage and growth led me to a buy and bust gone wrong and 445 slugs barreling through my body. Damn, Nick, look where courage got you now. After my arrest, my distorted views on life amplified. I was in county for about a year, and I was on a visit with Mom when I spotted the guy who murdered my childhood friend. When Mom left, I attacked him without regard. Visitors were exposed to military-grade pepper spray. Damn, Nick, look where redemption got you now. The next day, officers gave me the worst beating of my life, then left me in a cell for 3 days with no food and no water, and a deflated sense of what courage, growth, and redemption was. I was tired of losing, and I knew that change was a must, but first, I had to repair my relationship with Mike. I would feel hopeless on the phone as I tried to talk Mike through his issues and away from the life, but his addictions worsened. I felt even more hopeless when my mom traveled 300 miles to tell me on a visit that Mike died from drug and alcohol complications. Damn, Mike, look where courage and growth got us now. Over the years, I've had several aha moments or moments of clarity that have helped me change the way I apply and define these words. In 2014, I finally got my shot. I was only in training for the youth assistance program for a couple of months when they needed a backup. I was in the school building waiting to be called when another prisoner was having a delusional episode and aggressively tried to pick a fight with me. I walked away with hot ears. Yes, Nick, now this is what courage is. That morning, I was paired with a teen who had serious drug and alcohol issues. I told him about Mike's story, and he seemed to resonate and reflect, and that was life-changing for me. Since then, I've been a part of the youth assistance program and have mentored over 2,000 at-risk youth. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Over the years, I've obtained a GED, an associate's degree, and now I'm working towards my bachelor's. Thank you. Thank you. I've read hundreds of self-help books to better myself and inspire my peers. I've taught classes on HIV awareness, leadership, self-help, and addictions. Now this is what growth looks like. Thank you. I make it my duty to lead behind the closed doors, to do the right thing behind closed doors and lead from behind the pack, keeping Mike in my heart as a guiding light. Now this is what redemption feels like. Thank you. Our stories and choices are probably different, but please ask yourself this. At what cost do you define these words? How do you apply these in your life? And do you have the courage to grow and fight for redemption like everything is on the line? Thank you.